Good morning, Cancer, my little crab babies. How are you today? So, what do I have for you? Intuitively, I saw, and I think it was an Australian cattle dog. It's kind of like a kind of slightly scruffy looking black and white dog, Australian cattle dog, and it was sort of bending down to kiss a duckling or to smell a duckling, but I took it as a kiss. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone. I saw it as an image, so it was like somebody was looking at an image, like maybe it was like on their social media feed, this image of a dog kissing a duckling. And then I got I saw a Chewbacca mask, like quite a cheap looking plasticky Chewbacca mask, but then I saw somebody dressed kind of in a Chewbacca costume, kind of messing around, sort of like quite like antic kind of thing. And it was a video because it was like sped up, and it was sort of like almost like slapstick kind of old-fashioned comedy, like physical comedy. This person dressed as Chewbacca. So again, I feel like that was possibly something, like a video, like a TikTok video, or something someone saw on their social feed. And at the same time as that, I was hearing Ballroom Blitz, or immediately after I was hearing Ballroom Blitz. Well, it's been getting so hard, living with the things you do to me. That bit. Then I got the song Hush, and I can't remember who it's by. I forgot to look it up, but it's that Hush, Hush, thought I heard you calling my name now. Is that one? I'll put all the songs in the description box below with the artists, so you can look them up if anything feels relevant to you. So I don't know if something's been hushed up or somebody's telling you to hush. Yeah, but I got Hush. And then My Heart Skips a Beat by Lenka, which I haven't heard for ages. It wasn't even on my Spotify list. I need to put it on my Spotify list because I really like Lenka. But My Heart Skips a Beat. My heart is playing tricks on me. Do 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 do. Always in the quiet that I need some. I'm not sure. And then the two songs that I got through Spotify that I randomised for you were I'm Still Here by Sia and Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. And the kind of key element between those is this feeling of survival. So what I'm picking up on is that for some of you, there was something in the past that you had to kind of survive through, like you struggled to survive through some kind of incident in your past. There was something, yeah, there was a period, I do see it as being in the past, whether that's something you're just coming out of or it's something that happened quite a while back. But yeah, it's this feeling of something that almost killed you, right? Something that was a really difficult journey for you, and you kind of struggled your way out of it. I do see you as either coming out of it or being out of it now, so that's interesting. We'll see what else we get from that. So let's get on with your reading. As I started dialing into the energies there, they've reminded me, I saw a couple of cards as I was shuffling that were to do with love. Like I saw the Lovers card, the Knight of Cups, and it's been a bit of a key theme, this underlying theme of having some sort of love interest or being interested in some sort of love kind of on the horizon for you, whether that's someone you've got your eye on or someone who's interested in you. I'm not quite sure yet. I've not kind of pinned it down for you, but there's this kind of like underlying thing going on for you right now. I feel like you're kind of considering it where perhaps you weren't considering it before. And I wanted to talk about what I was originally going to talk about, and I kind of forgot until they reminded me just now, is the planet Venus, which is this sign to do with romantic relationships, love and sexual attraction and pleasure, is currently moving from Cancer, I think. I'm not the best at astrology, so you might want to go and just verify what I'm saying here, but as I'm understanding it, it's moving from Cancer into Leo, I think on the 6th. So, or is it already moving? I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm not 100% on astrology. I just have a general sense of what's going on. But what that means is Venus being in Cancer means that we're quite guarded, we're quite protective of our heart. We all have barriers up, you know, we're scared of getting hurt. So if you think of the sign Cancer, they're the crab, right? So they've got that hard protective outer shell, the armor, and all the soft stuff is kind of on the inside. So Cancer can be a sign that really does put a guard up around the heart in love matters. With Venus moving into Leo, what's going to happen is that people are going to be a lot more brave when it comes to love. They're much more likely to want to take the lead. They're much more likely to feel a bit more confident, feeling really sexy as well, and really kind of looking after yourself. Oh, that was the other thing. So just before my reading, I got a little bit paranoid that my little dry elbows would be on screen. So I was putting body butter on my elbows. And then I kind of got a bit concerned about my nails. I've not been wearing nail varnish because I kind of wanted to, I mean, I've got clear nail varnish, but because I've been wearing so much nail varnish on my nails, they've kind of gone a bit discoloured. So I got suddenly a bit paranoid about my nails. So yeah, this is kind of that Venus into Leo energy of starting to really kind of look after yourself, starting to do that self-care, starting to make yourself like look and feel your best. So some of you may be experiencing that around this time. Obviously the reading that I'm actually going to do is timeless, so when you find this reading, it's the right time for you to hear the message. So don't worry about it if you don't actually catch it on the day. It's fine. Right, okay, yeah. Going to tune back into the energies and then we're going to do your reading. Okay, Cancer, let's do your reading. I have to say, the energy that I'm picking up on, I'm feeling quite kind of flirty, a little bit girly, a little bit giggly, so a little bit playful. So I hope that that's your energy. It's quite a nice energy to sit in. Let's see, what do we have for you here? Got a couple of cards already there, and that's what we're getting. On the underlying is the Maiden. Oh yeah, definitely that kind of flirty, quite a young flirty energy, whether that's someone you're connecting with or whether that's the energy that you're in. Obviously I'm not particularly young right now, but I'm definitely feeling that kind of energy. Okay, yeah, we definitely have some kind of thinking about the past here. Immediately I'm noticing that oh sorry, bumping my camera. I always say sorry when I bump the camera, it's like I'm bumping into you. We have this kind of straw-like or earthy texture on the background of both of these cards. So immediately I'm picking up on a very, very earthy energy. You may be dealing with an earth sign, but what I'm particularly seeing is ancestry. And again, if you go back and watch those readings that were coming through about a week ago, there was, yeah, it was from Libra onwards, the full readings that I did from Libra onwards, this message was coming through really strongly with the trees and the mountains, and it was telling me something about ancestry, about roots. And what I'm seeing today particularly is where you came from, where you grew up, the place where you grew up, the people that you grew up with, your family, your community, your house. This is very much to do with where you came from. It may be feelings of nostalgia. My nose is clicking again. Why does it do this during readings? It's something to do with where you've put down roots. Now, if this isn't your childhood home, it's somewhere where you spent a lot of time in life. So it's somewhere that you called home. Yeah, it's very grounded energy. It's very like, it's this energy of like permanence, something that always was and always will be. Now that doesn't mean you can't move away from it and come back to it, because this village card in particular is a card about needing to move away from the place that you call home. It's this need to go out and explore, and the nice thing about this is that it's kind of like leaving the nest but being able to return to it. So a bit like the Garden of the Gate card as well. It's this idea of you can go out and explore and you can come back again. So you don't have to stay where you are. If you have a secure base, a secure foundation that you can fall back on, it gives you the ability, the backing, that's what it is. Because I had the phrase, I've got your back, or you've got my back, something like this when I was tuning into the energies. So this is like having that base, that stability, that those roots at your back. Like it's like a bird. If you think about this tree as being like the home of birds, it has the birds' nests in it. The birds don't always stay in those nests. They leave the nest to go out to explore, and then they come back again. So this is this kind of adventuring out, but being able to return, and kind of this supportive base energy. So this may literally be your home, because we have the Father card, or it could be some kind of it could be work, it could be like your work base, whatever it is for you. Let's read the cards, see what the cards have to tell us. But intuitively, that is what I'm getting from it. There's also some kind of this heirloom thing that keeps coming through as well. I've got my heirlooms on. My nana just gave me this ring, and this was from my granddad. My granddad's passed away now, but yeah, he bought me this when I was little. So this heirloom business that keeps coming through seems to be quite important, because we have this ring here, and this coin here. I might just bring them up as well as I read the guidebook. So the Father card, the Great Father, the masculine, the protector. So you may identify as this person. You may be the protective energy that allows the birds to fly the nest, right? Because you're always going to be there. You're always going to be sturdy. They can come back to you. For others, this may be a father figure in your life, whether that be a boss, a literal father, a husband. It doesn't even have to be male. It's just a masculine, supportive energy. For some of you, I'm picking up that your father may have passed over with these stars, and with this heirloom. You may have two males who have passed over. So going back to my nana again, now I think she's a Virgo. She's not Cancer. But my nana, when I went to visit her, she had two photos next to her bed, and one of them was her father, and one of them was her husband, who passed away when I was young. Different granddad, two granddads, right? So for me, I've got two granddads who have passed over. So yeah, some of you may have two fathers who have passed over there, or two father figures who have passed over, who I think are actually supporting you from the other side. If you are open to that idea. If you're not open to that idea, just don't worry about it. But I did just see 11:11 as well there. We've got 11 on the card, and the timestamp on the video was 11 minutes, and it just switched over to 12 as I noticed it. So I did see 11:11 there, and then I just saw 12:12. Can you hear the crows? The crows were cawing then as well outside my window. I'm going to get my crow feather. Again, my crow feather is to do with, it can be to do with spirit messages, spirit guides. And I did mean to bring it down for the reading and I forgot. So the crows have reminded me about that as well. I like your reading today, Cancer. It's actually very warm energy. If I can describe it, it's very... I think your energy is coming through, and again, you can switch it around as necessary, but I'm picking up on two energies. So the energy that I'm in is this kind of very, I feel like I'm in this maiden energy where I'm the young energy. I'm the soft, sweet child energy. The poet there as well, I don't know if that's relevant to anyone. And then I'm picking up on this fatherly, supportive energy. So there's two energies in this reading. Okay. But it's nice, it's warm. The relationship between them is of support and love, and like unconditional love as well. It's like parent-child. It's really nice energy. Okay, sorry. The Great Father, the masculine, the protector. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom and loyalty. Honesty, wisdom and loyalty. Yet ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent. Literally or emotionally absent. Yeah, I was picking up on some of you that they've passed over. But whatever that absence is for you, right? Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and the one who leaves us to the wolves. Here yet gone, the champion and the failure, the father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. That's what I was picking up on, this idea of like having that home base, that safe energy, but going out to explore. So sometimes, sort of as an example, and you can sort of take this, the kind of core of this message, and see how it fits your situation. My daughter yesterday started high school. She, because of COVID, she hasn't even been to have a tour around the school. She's completely unfamiliar with it. Doesn't know any of the teachers. The only people she's going to know is her school friends, but she didn't know whose class she was in. She didn't know who she knew that would be in the class with her. It's a much bigger school than her junior school as well, so there's a lot more students. And I mean, my daughter took it all in a stride. She's a Sagittarius. She's enthusiastic about everything. You know, confident, you know, super like happy. Just was really eager to get in there and explore. But me as her mother, it's difficult, because she's kind of like starting to learn to walk to and from school on her own and this sort of thing, or with her friends. It's hard for me to let go. It's hard for me to not want to keep her safe in my nest where I can protect her, but to allow her to go out into the world and to explore and to learn and to fail. But I'm there for her. You know, when she gets into trouble or messes up, I'm here for her, waiting for her, to support her. And that's the same energy. It's this, you can't hold someone's hand forever. You can't hold your child's hand forever. You've got to loosen the reins. You've got to stand back and let them make their mistakes and learn. You know, that's how they're going to develop as a person. So this is the kind of energy that's coming through for this reading today. So whoever your father was, or this fatherly figure, whether they are a good father or a bad father, right? There is this kind of sense of when they are there, when they're not there, you have to learn to be independent in the world. Okay, when light, supportive, strategic, regal, kind, authority. Become a student of this masculine energy. Watch the father in movies and in Shakespeare plays. Wow, Shakespeare plays, King Lear. Yeah, is he the best father? He has a redemption arc there at the end. See the father as a pattern, not a personal. Read poems about the father. Sharon Olds, His Stillness. William Blake's Little Boy Lost. So there's some things there you can go and check out if you want to. And there you go. You can pause that and reread it if you want to just go over that one again. So what's that? 41. Maybe somebody is 41. Maybe your father passed away when they were 41. That's a message for somebody. I don't really like talking about... just to note that the page number of this is 411. No, sorry, 144. Why did I say 411? 144, that's kind of quite a powerful spiritual number, I believe. Again, I'm not the best at numerology. It's not my specialism. But you can go and check that out if you want to. Along with 1111, which we saw there as well. So the village. The hometown, the family, the tribe. The village presents us with a conundrum. On one hand, it's the place that feels most like home, the place to which you can always return. Nostalgia, which is a key theme at the moment through my readings, and nostalgia and comfort draw us back. On the other hand, it's the very place you must leave in order to grow. Around the village, an unspoken boundary exists, one most villagers do not want you to cross. Though some support your leaving, you can still hear whispers of doubt as you venture beyond its borders, leaving them behind. The energy of the village is present anytime we feel restricted by a certain group, community, family, place, or ideology. They're telling me that some of you may have a very strict father who doesn't give you a lot of freedom. It may have served us in the past, yet staying within its perimeters will never satiate our thirst for life. Thank the village for all it has provided, knowing you will someday return. For now, the world awaits. Now, was it Gemini or Taurus that was getting a similar message? And it was something to do with like the person or the place that had nurtured you and you wanting to leave it. And this need to honour what they have given you, even if there's been difficulty there, even if there's been this things that weren't so great. Sort of honour the things that they did give you, the protection they gave you, the food that they put on your table, whatever it was that they gave you, the lessons that they taught you, whether that was through difficult lessons or supportive lessons. Honour these things that have made you who you are today, and that have given you the growth that has enabled you to be in a position where you can leave. Okay, so it's about honouring as we move forward, and that will make your path easier than saying, oh, you're to blame, I'm leaving you because I'm not happy here. It's a much more honouring path to say, thank you for supporting me, thank you for helping me grow, I'm now ready to go and explore on my own. So that again is a helpful message to some of you. So yeah, just quickly show you this. Okay, intimate, rooted, intergenerational, communal. Returning to the village is as important as leaving. I can hear those crows again. This can be thought of as a completion or an integration of what you learnt out in the wild. I can really hear those crows. The village moves with you, as it is more of a mindset than a physical place. So I'm getting quite a few messages coming through. So this is kind of the theme for you, right? I'm just picking this up to kind of show you the colours here over the mountain. Yeah, the sky in the background of this card, and then is representing the Maiden here. Some of you may need to leave where you are because you want to move towards someone who is this Maiden energy. It depends who you're resonating as in this reading. The poet again there. Shakespeare was a poet. That came up. Poetry. Maybe your father wrote poetry, maybe you write poetry, maybe poetry helps you to work through your feelings and figure things out. Is it Erin Hunter? I'm just going to write that down and check it. I want to say it's Erin Hunter. There's a poet who I really like who writes these poems about we are made of stars, the dust that makes up the universe, eventually becomes us, part of us. So I'll try and look that up as well and put that in the description box below. That's coming through for you. What is it? We are made of stars. Beautiful. I gave that to some of the children when I stopped teaching at the school. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything from there. So I'm picking up a few different variations of that message for you, so do take it as it resonates, leave anything that doesn't. Some of you are returning home, some of you are leaving home, some of you have a controlling father, some of you have or a father figure, some of you have fathers who have passed over who are very loving and supportive. There's a lot of different variations there, so do take whatever fits. Obviously there's a few different people coming to this reading, so everybody's story is slightly different, but this is kind of the running theme that I'm picking up on for you. So can we get more information please for Cancer? What else do you need to tell us today, please? Thank you. Okay, in the underline we've got walking away. I did say the garden and the gate card about some of you either having left some kind of place where that felt like home, that was very stable. Some of you have left and are returning because you've done this exploration. I think the majority of you, judging by this card, you're ready to leave the nest, you're ready to leave. It's like the garden is abundant. You're happy there, you're comfortable, you've got everything you need to eat, this sort of thing. You know that there's safety within the garden, but you've got to the point where you've outgrown the garden, you've learned everything there is to learn, in whatever metaphorical sense that means for you, and you need to walk away now. You need to go and explore, and I'm seeing it as the Maiden energy with the pinks, as being the younger, whatever this younger energy is. This is the child energy, is the one that needs to get out and explore. Victory, okay, and community. Interesting. I'm putting it like this. Victory is a 10. There is something completing here, something that's completing, and that's either ending or completing, and there's some sense of victory with it. Whether this is something to do with the father or not, I'm not quite sure, but there is a sense of success, and it may be something to do with success in your community, whatever that means for you. You may be getting reward and recognition for something you've done. Your father may be getting reward and recognition for something they've done. They may be seen as a hero in your community. Perhaps I'm getting that for some of you, perhaps you have father figures who were soldiers or in the army or some kind of armed forces, like emergency services. They're telling me some it's emergency services. Yeah, but there is this sense of being recognised by by people, by a group. Perhaps some of you always feel like you're following in your father's footsteps or your parents' footsteps. Like there's expectations on you because of this community, possibly. Now, an alternate message that's coming through is there's some kind of celebration for you. It could be a party, it could be an event. There's a sense of abundance, of celebrating. It could be a funeral, possibly. For some of you, that's not the main thing I'm picking up on, but it's a sense of, the main message kind of is like a sense of someone having done something, completed something, ended something that's been very successful. There's recognition for this, and there's some kind of celebration energy. Another message I'm picking up on, again, I put the community card with this village card because the village card is like, it's not just your home, right? It's the community that you're in. So it has a very similar sense of like, let me have a look at this card. Okay, so for some of you, there's a sense of judgment. You can see that these women do look a little bit judgmental. There's a sense that perhaps you don't quite fit in with your community for some of you. You know, the place that you're meant to feel like is your home. Yep, okay, yeah, they're telling me yep. For some of you, the place that is meant to be your home, where you're meant to have celebration and success, it's the giving me Tanaquil and Tarquin. That's, if you go to my blog site, my Patreon, I've got a blog up about Tanaquil and Tarquin. Tarquin was one of the kings of Rome. Tanaquil was his wife, but they faced sort of criticism and judgment, like pushback from their community. And so they moved to Rome. They went from Rome, they moved to Rome because they didn't feel like they fit in the place that was meant to be their home. Yeah, so there may be gossip. I think people might be jealous of your success. But this was coming through with this village card as well. This people might not understand why you have to leave because you've got this walking away card. Look, walking away, journey. Rest and rejuvenation there as well. Yeah, walking away. Someone is definitely leaving. Now this might be you or it might be somebody else, but they don't feel like they fit in here anymore. They feel like there's something else out there, and it's a sense of like, well, if I don't try, I'll never know, right? If I don't explore my options, if I don't give this a chance, then I'll never know. There may be success outside of that gate, outside of this village, this nest, this community. You've got 2 here as well, 2 here and 2 here. Okay, I'm keeping these cards. I feel like it's a part of the same theme, part of the same message here. Right, let's go and find out what's going on emotionally for you now. What's going on emotionally around Cancer at this time, or within Cancer at this time? Okay, whoop, that's your card. At the bottom, the 9 of Wands, this sense of like there being some kind of long journey of struggle, something that's been ongoing for quite a long time. It's kind of you've had to persevere with it. I'm sort of seeing you've got quite a lot here. I'll talk about the Chariot card first. This is your card. It's a card of a decision. So you may be needing to make a decision, or you may be trying to align 2 different energies, 2 different opposing energies, trying to bring them together in order to move forward. So this may be balancing 2 different sides of yourself, 2 different senses of responsibility I'm seeing for some of you. But you can see how her heart's really lit up there. So this is saying trust your heart, trust your feelings, trust your intuition there with that moon. You're a water sign, Cancer, so you have really good intuition if you can tap into it. Really strong intuition. You should trust your intuition, your feelings, okay? Don't try and overthink a situation. Trust your gut. You may need to actually meditate a little bit if you're not feeling intuitive, if you're not quite sure, if you're not quite tuned in, right? If you're not sure if your intuition's working for you, you may need to rest and rejuvenate. Oh yeah, look at what's underneath it as well. Rest and rejuvenate. You can see that they're both in this kind of receiving pose. So do some meditation, do some yoga, or just take a rest and try and open yourself up. Maybe listen to some music and just allow yourself to relax. Allow your brain to wander freely. Trust whatever comes into you intuitively, because this is your daughter's spirit. Look at that. This is how you access your intuition. This is how your spirit guides. It's interesting that it's a bird on there, communicate to you. So yeah, some of you definitely need to do this meditation work. And this is a 5 and this is a 10, so this will help you make a change and complete some sort of ending. You need to make this decision, I think. But the Chariot card is fast movement, fast action. So once you align these two energies or make the decision, whatever that is for you, you will be able to, it's going to happen fast. It's like fast movement. So once you made that decision, that's when the action takes place. So Page of Swords. This could be, this is kind of like the card about gathering information. It is, I need more information. I need to process something. So there may be some kind of spying going on. There may be checking things out on social media, looking at, perhaps if this is like a job that you're going for, you're kind of looking at the company on social media, trying to get more information before you make this choice. You can see that they're in quite a similar pose there as well, so I do see this as the person who's making the choice, who's doing the spying. You may also feel like people are watching you with that community card there, with the way I've placed it on the table. Sorry about that. So yeah, so some of you may feel like people are watching you, people are judging you, which is kind of the Page of Swords. It's also news and communication. You may have some news or communication coming in. But no, I'm seeing with the 7 of Wands coming next, it probably is a feeling of being defensive. With this walking away card and the village card and the community card here, I'm seeing this as like you may be being watched by others, you may be being judged by others, you may feel a little bit defensive about the choice that you want to make. Yeah, I'm noticing the purple again here. Yeah, this is kind of you standing up for yourself or getting the upper ground. You have got that victory card there, so there's some sort of success for you in this, and for standing up for yourself. I think this is for some of you. You know, it's predicted to be successful. But yeah, this is if you're choosing to walk away, if you're choosing to leave, you needing to stand up against a little bit of criticism here, and it may be that these people are your friends, they want the best for you, but they just don't agree with that choice you're making, or your family, you know, they just don't understand why you need to leave somewhere that looks good on the surface, right? But it's this feeling of it's not satisfying you. You have this urge to go out, to go on this journey, to explore, because you need that for your soul growth. You know, you're kind of stunted where you are. I'm seeing that you're in a place where there's no growth for you. It's like somebody's stuck in that maiden energy, and they're not going to learn if they don't go out and make their own mistakes. They kind of learn everything they need to do. So here you have the Queen of Swords and the Page of Wands. Now this is either you being the Queen of Swords, taking action and communicating your intentions. It's also a card, the Queen of Swords will cut things out. She will cut ties if she has to. So this could be you saying, standing up for yourself, saying, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm communicating it, I'm taking action, and I'm cutting any ties that are going to hold me back. Or this could be someone else around you. It could be it could be a mother energy, or it could be someone in the community that is kind of they're an intellectual energy. They have a lot of advice to give. They have a lot of knowledge. They're very, very intelligent. They can see things from a lot of different angles. So this may be somebody who can support you, or who can give you an insight. It's sort of like they can be lawyers, or they can be like librarians, or they can be they're very good with words and knowledge, or logic. So this may be somebody that can advise you, that can give you some more information, because this energy is wanting information. This energy has a lot of information. So it could be one or the other, or both for you. The Page of Wands here as well. There's this sense of not quite seeing clearly, because you've got the moon card there. The moon is things that are hidden, things that you know intuitively. So you can see how she's hidden this Page of Wands. So there's something that you want to move towards, or that you're trying to learn about, which is to do with being creative, or being passionate. It's probably something you're passionate about, or there's somebody communicating with you who feels very passionate and creative about something. So pages are to do with something being communicated, but also of having more to learn. I think perhaps because you've got the Maiden card there with the Page of Wands, this is kind of somebody who needs to discover the things inside them that make them feel passionate. So yeah, she's empty, but she has this knowing. Okay, it's all head. Oh dear. Yeah, but she needs to be filled up with something that makes her feel passionate, that makes her feel warm, that makes her feel motivated. Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the Witch's Tarot. This is going to give me your thoughts. I think you are actually doing a little bit more feeling than thinking, or you need to. So what is going on? Oh, okay, interesting. Really interesting. The Five of Wands. This is either competition, and you've got the Six of Wands here, which is a victory card. So you've got victory and victory, success, reward and recognition for something you've done. But there's been competition about it, or conflict, either some sort of conflict. You've got this other card here about fending off the competition, this card about community. You've had some success in it, I feel. Something that you've entered into, some kind of battle, and you've got that Seer song as well. The battle was lost because I'm still here. So it's not you that's lost the battle, it's other people who have lost the battle because you're still here. You've persisted. The Nine of Wands is like persisting with something, even though there's conflict, even though there's competition, and the persistence, whether you have persisted or you need to persist to get this reward and recognition and success. Like this card is literally both of these cards. It was what I was picking up on over here. But you've been working alone. The Three of Pentacles is a card about utilizing lots of different people's skills in order to get success, to build something, to create something. With it being in the reverse though, and with the imagery on this card, I'm really feeling like other people haven't been working with you on this, or they haven't been working well with others. You've had to kind of do everything by yourself. That's kind of what I'm picking up on this. Yeah, it's not working with others, working on your own, but you're getting the reward and recognition for this now. You've done the work on your own, you persisted, even though it was a bit of a long slog, right? And now you're getting the recognition, now you're getting the reward, because people can see that you've put that work in. That's kind of what I'm getting. But also a sense of not wanting to be on your own anymore. I think some of you want to have that community, that support around you. You want the reward and recognition. You don't want to be on your own anymore. You want to work with other people. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is waiting for your ships to come in. So I feel like this is you. This is also a card about someone who has made a decision. The Two of Wands behind this person is needing to make a decision, two choices, but the Three of Wands is like you've made the choice. But I do see that there might be some sort of red tape here preventing you from moving forwards, and you're kind of waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting for the payout of something. You're waiting, possibly he's looking at the success. So whether this is you or someone else, I'm not quite sure, but there's this sense of somebody's made a decision and they're waiting now before they can, waiting, I think, for the success, waiting for the reward and recognition. You can also see these kind of two laurel wreaths as well on these two cards. The Knight of Pentacles, there's something coming in for you, or there's two ways I can read this. Either this is you and you've been working on this thing, coming up with a plan. You've got some kind of project or something, an offer possibly that you've really kind of persevered with. You've put a lot of effort into it. You've really gone into detail on it. It's taken a long time to complete this project. It sort of felt like a never-ending journey kind of thing. It was a long slog, long process, but you're moving forward with it. This card also has Emperor imagery there with the stags. So I do feel like this is leading you to success. It's doing this work, really kind of going into detail with it, really kind of keeping on top of it. It's sort of like a pet project for some of you, but yeah, this is what's bringing you the success, because you've persevered, because you've put in those extra hours. I'm seeing for some of you, and it's leading you to your success, because it's leading you towards Emperor energy, which could be a boss, it could be the father figure, it could be you stepping into that role, right? It could be a promotion on the way for you, because the Knight of Pentacles also brings an offer, brings an opportunity into you, brings a plan, something grounded, something solid and tangible, but they are very slow, very, very slow, because they go into detail. So take that as it resonates. Okay, finally, well, not quite finally, because I need to get your advice card, but we're going to have a look at your action space. What's going on in your action space? Because that was all in your thoughts. Okay, strength. Yeah, absolutely. That's that perseverance. Knight of Wands. Okay, so two things from this. So I was talking about that perseverance energy. Now, that's not necessarily... Oh, Five of Wands there again. Yeah, competition. Look at that. Fighting off the competition. Being the person who succeeds. Being the person who reaches that fire at the top there. You've gone for something, I think, that a lot of other people want, and you're the victor, or you're going for something that a lot of people want, and you can see that there is a potential here of success. Yeah, strength. So this is advising you, I think, to find that courage, that strength, that passion, that action, that leadership. And again, the Knight of Wands. So this is like the Knight of Pentacles is really slow moving, really grounded, really solid, dependable. The Knight of Wands is much more passionate, much more lively, much more likely to take fast action. They kind of jump in like head first, like both feet first. And if up here in your heart space you were missing this, right? You didn't have that passion. So the page matures into the Knight. This is somebody who's like, it's like suddenly finding there's a lot of freedom here, a lot of self-expression. Look at this Knight in the background as well. It's like, Knight, it's a horse in the background. So this up here in the thoughts is this slow moving, dependable energy, but it's like that same horse over here is dancing, it's frolicking, it's wild, it's free, it's enjoying itself. This is enjoying yourself. And having the strength to stand up for the things that you're passionate about, the things that you're motivated by and for. Yeah, it's very free, very wild, very sexy energy, actually, that is occupying your action space right now. So whether that's someone moving towards you, or this is an energy that you're moving into, probably an energy that you're moving into, because at the beginning of the reading, I was talking about how Venus is in Cancer, which is a closed off, walled, defensive energy. It's this energy, right? Or this energy, the Chariot energy. But yeah, I was like, once you've made that decision, there's something that you've been waiting for, and once that decision is made, once that action is taken, it's like fast, free, passionate, expressive, very creative, very wild, passionate energy, whether that is for someone who's a love interest, or whether that's for some sort of project that you put in your heart and soul into. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I'm seeing this as Venus moving into that Leo energy, which is giving you that leadership, confidence, this victory energy, right? You can see kind of how her face is kind of like these two different creatures here. Yeah, it's like you're the lion and the lamb, or this is the two energies. This is the father energy, this ferocious, protective, spirited, action-taking energy of the Emperor, and then you've got this kind of lamb energy of the Maiden, who's a little bit vulnerable because they're naive. I don't know if it's Taurus or Gemini's reading, but this kind of message did come through a little bit with someone. Could have been Aries, I don't know. It's one of the readings in the last few days. There was this Knight of Pentacles was there, and there was this passionate wand page energy that was next. No, it was a page of cups that was next to them. And I was talking about how they were very, very vulnerable and naive. So yeah, there may be a relationship here between two signs. So I don't know if you want to go and check those out. You don't have to. I'm not trying to plug my other videos. It's just if you wanted to, because I've noticed that sort of mirrored story there between these two energies. So I'm going to get one card from this. So the advice, please, for the people watching this reading today. What's the best advice you can give them regarding this situation? What's the best advice you can give them, please, regarding this situation? They may not want me to use this pack. Last chance, please, for advice for the people coming to know they don't want me to use this pack. I did see bring love into the situation on the bottom there. Okay, they really want me to use this pack for your advice today, so that's why I've kind of moved it. For the other signs, I was using this pack in this space here, but I really felt the urge to switch these and use this as your advice. So yeah, clearly it's important to get look at that. Yeah, there is a return home for some of you, and also this here and now card on the bottom. By the book. No place like home, and by the book. So I am going to read the oracle message for these, because there's quite a few different messages that come through. Variations on the message with these cards, depending on your situation, depending on whether it's finances, work, love, or it's just kind of like a general message. So what I'll do is I'll just read one or two of the messages. I'll be selective with it, probably the oracle message, and I'll show you the book so you can pause and read those if you want the rest of the information. So again, you've got 11-2 here. That's kind of a common number that's been coming through for you. You've got it here on the Emperor card, the number 2 or 1-1. You've got the number 2 here on this journey card, and you've got the number 2 here now, or the number 11, which breaks down to a 2 here. 1 and 1 makes 2. So for some of you, there's definitely a love interest, but I don't think that's everybody. I think that's a small number of the people who are coming to the reading today. I did say it's kind of like this underlying theme that keeps coming through for you, but it doesn't seem to be the main concern for you guys at the moment. It's more like a side story. So no place like home. Essential meanings: authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. The oracle's message: home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create. The exact message that we were talking about at the start of the reading. I love that the advice cards confirm the whole reading for me. And again, this kind of gives it this sense of authenticity, right? The cards are giving us messages. It is guided. There are spirits or the universe here guiding the messages that come through, and it's confirmed when we pull the advice cards. It's not random, I don't think, anyway, based on my experience of working with the cards. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one else can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high. They're showing me again this Leo card. They're indicating the Leo card, or the Strength card, sorry. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Strength. Yeah, they keep showing me the Strength card. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. So it's not about a literal home. You could be anywhere and be at home because you're your authentic self. That's what it's telling you. But you do have these 3 cards up here about leaving the nest and going on a journey. So whether that's when you're returning or you're leaving, whatever that is for you, know that you'll always feel at home if you're comfortable with your true soul, your true authenticity. Take yourself with you. Don't lose yourself. If some of you are moving on, if some of you are taking a journey, moving into a new territory, whatever that is for you, don't lose yourself. Don't lose the things that you're passionate about. Keep your authenticity. Don't dilute. They're giving me dilute. Don't dilute your personality because you think that will help you fit in. You need to be at peace with yourself. Okay, and there's a lot of passion here, freedom down here in your action space. So here you go. No place like home. Again, you can pause this and read it in your own time. Screenshot it. Keep it in your screenshots folder. Take it with you so you can look at it whenever you need that little bit of a reminder about the message here for you. And you can also read those other messages if there's a specific thing that you're looking at here. Okay, good luck with that one. So let's read this number 11 card, this by the book. By the book, the elephant's on this card as well. Essential meanings, abiding by social rules. Oh, didn't I tell you? This is what I was picking up on here. Abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. This is the decision for you, isn't it? This is what you're deciding. Are you going to be your true authentic self on the one hand, or are you going to do things by the book, follow the social rules and conventions, try and fit in? Oh, what a tricky decision, Cancer. Let's see what it says for you. The Oracle message. The universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provide a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. You may want to look some of those up. I've got a book about the law, a link to a book about the law of attraction in the description box if you want to check that out. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behaviour, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. They're telling me something. I'll tell you when I finish reading this. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. So there is a conflict. Okay, 3 messages. There is a conflict here between local laws, whether that be your family, your community, the place where you live. There's like human laws, and there's a conflict between the human laws and the divine universal laws. So this is saying don't worry about the human laws, don't cause extra trouble for yourself. Follow the rules, because the universe will correct any injustices for you. You don't have to worry about that. And I think intuitively you may be feeling this. So that's one message. I might have forgotten the second message. Yeah, clearly that wasn't one that I needed to tell you, because this is the main message that I'm getting through, and I think is the most important message going off what I'm seeing here in the whole reading. So with no place like home and by the book and all the business that we talked about up here, this need to walk away from something. Your choice here is, are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to do things by the book? Are you going to follow the rules even though they don't make sense to you, even though you don't agree with them, even though you don't fit in? This card here is saying you are going to have to sacrifice something of yourself. If you're going to stay where you are, do things by the book, follow social convention, follow the rules in the place that you currently call home. Are you going to choose to do that? Or are you going to make the other choice? And the other choice is moving to a different place, whether that's a different workplace, a different community, a different family, even a different life, a different way of being, where there's different rules, different conventions that feel more in line with who you are on the inside, more in line with your soul. That's the choice you're making, and that's not a choice I can make for you. What it's telling me is that if you stay, the universe may be coming to correct any injustices, but are you able to stay? Others of you, I really feel like you have this urge to leave, and try and find somewhere where you feel like you fit in more, trying to find a community, a space where the values of that community are more in line with your core values and who you are. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult if the people around you, sort of perhaps if you have a certain set of politics, perhaps you're very liberal, and your family, your community, the place where you live is very conservative. That can definitely put you at odds with people, and people can judge you for this as well. This is your choice to make. What do you think you should do? What is your intuition telling you to do? Do that meditation. Trust your instincts, because your instincts are your universe guiding you. It's your ancestors guiding you. Okay. So I'll show you by the book, and like I say, you can pause this, read it on your own time, reread it if you want to. I don't copyright and share it, right? But if you wanted to if you wanted to take a quick screenshot of that just for your own purposes, so you can come back to it whenever you want to, so you've got it with you to remind you of those messages, you can do that. I'll just show you that page again just in case you didn't see it too clearly. Okay, so good luck with that. That is pretty heavy. I know exactly what I would do in that situation. I would go on the journey. I'd go through the gate. I'd go on the journey. I'd trust the universe to help me find the place where I fit in. I don't think me and my personality, I don't think I'd be happy sitting with this judgmental, conflicted energy. But the universe is supporting you, whichever choice you make. And my phone's ringing, so I'm going to leave it there, and good luck with that. Do take care.